Hello, and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Spintires. Now, it's been a little bit since we've been back in Spintires because we've been doing a lot of stuff with the Forza Horizon 3 demo lately, and covering news and updates on that game. But I wanted to make sure that you Spintires guys didn't feel left alone or left out or anything like that, because we're back in the game, and we've actually got a brand new map that's really interesting. It's called basically Islands, and it's a huge island map that has so many different things on it. It's like you've got hills, you've got, you know, obstacles, crawling, you've got, I don't know why the hell the map looks like this right here. I mean, unless the road literally goes off a sheer cliff. I mean, we'll have to find out. But we have a few different trucks that we're going to be using today. We have a JKU, we have a second-gen Cummins, we have a 2017 Ford F450, and a third-gen Dodge 6-door. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to probably put a spare swamper and tools and fuel on the JKU Rubicon, actually, and go for a little explore. Let's actually go ahead and a little bit of exploring. Let's make sure all these trucks spawn in properly, which they are now, and we can start up our little adventure. Now, this map is actually really interesting to me because there was a lot of texture work that had to be done as far as, like, installing textures and stuff like that. Installing textures by, you know, replacing either textures that were already in the game, or they had been, you know, slightly modified and had to have new files put in to accommodate, you know, the way they've been set up. Now, right off the bat, it's a really well-done map. I mean, all the textures look good. Everything is well-placed. I mean, you got the sand on the beach. You got the ship out there in the distance. You got a lookout tower. You got bridges. You've got water that looks really nice. And actually, this bridge is very slightly submerged. We've got a nice waterfall by the garage as well. And it's just a really well-put-together map. I mean, it's not a map that was put together in, like, 5 minutes, that's for sure. So you can definitely tell the amount of work that goes into something like this when you actually, you know, take a look at it up close and realize, first of all, how hard the Spintires map editor is to use. Not necessarily the map editor is to use, but it's just something that takes a lot of time. And from what I've heard from people that, you know, that make maps on a regular basis, from what I've heard, it's just something that you need to be, you need to have a lot of patience for. And you need to be willing to put up with a lot of, like, just sometimes there's just bullcrap to put up with that sometimes people honestly don't really want to put up with, that they're willing to put up with to make these maps. And so I feel like, as, you know, as players, we need to kind of show a little bit of appreciation for the fact that these guys really put a lot of hard work into these maps. So, like, the vehicles, too, they really do a great job with them. And sometimes I feel like people get like, well, it's just a map. It's actually, it's more than just a map. It's hours and hours and hours and hours of work that somebody put in behind their computer screen. So, wow, this goes right to the edge. Like, really, this trail goes right to the edge of the map. You can tell that I don't know, that rocky, kind of gravelly texture is different. It's not... It looks factory out of the game, but it's I don't know, it's kind of different how they've layered it. Oh god. It's good we had flex. It's really good that we had flex. Now, actually, speaking of flex, I took the XJ out and flexed on Jeep Guy's YJ the other day, like flexed on his tire. And I was going through the comments of the XJ video, and there was a lot of people that were saying, you know, like, oh, it's crappy, or it's a trashy Jeep, or whatever. And it's like... Let me just go ahead and clarify a few things. I mean, there'll be a video specifically about the XJ where I actually go through and read comments and talk about them in depth. But that XJ, I'll go ahead and tell you guys right now, that XJ has been wheeled. That XJ has been on its side before. That XJ may very well have been in the air before. But the thing with that particular Jeep is the fact that it was a development Jeep for an off-road shop. So it has all of the stuff underneath the Jeep, all the steering, all of the suspension, the axles, all of that stuff is really good. It's just the body is a little bit beat up from being used on the trail. The thing is, when I started looking for another off-road project, another Jeep, I didn't necessarily want something that was, you know, pristine in condition and stuff like that. I wanted something that, you know, I was fine with some dents. I was fine with the fact that, yeah, I'm going to go take this thing out and wheel the crap out of it, you know what I mean? And it's going to be for that. Now, where's the trail? Is it right over there? God, there's a hell of a lot of saplings in the way. But anyways, I wanted something that I didn't really have to worry about if I beat it up on the trail. Now, oh, CCS says if I'm on later, I got a new truck that he bets I'll like. Whoa, whoa! Oh my god. I shouldn't have been reading his message. I should have been paying attention to the trail. Holy, holy hell, that was an incident. That's why you always pay attention to the trail, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's get back up on the trail. No, you don't! God dang it. Please. Oh. Really? Well, at least we're not too far from the garage. Let's grab the second gen. Well, I guess it's a... Hold on, you know what? Actually, I haven't driven this 2017 Ford in a while. Did we go this way? Yeah, we did. Okay. Oh, God. Are you kidding me? I'm so glad that there's no, like, I have visual damage, you know, pretty much off right now. This thing is so much louder. It's so much louder than the JKU. I mean, it would be 3.8 liter V6 as compared to a 6.7 Power Stroke. Should make for a good rescue truck, though. It's got all the traction. Whoa! Let me just go ahead and skip this bit by going over here. Oh, yes. Definitely shouldn't take us that long to get down there now. I feel like with a little bit of texture work, this truck could be so good. I mean, it's already awesome. I mean, it's got coilovers in the front. It's got these badass, what I think are American Force wheels. And, I mean, the suspension is a little bouncy, but that's like a minor complaint. Very minor, really. That and the turning circle's not that great, but it's a freaking lifted dually, so you can only complain about turning circle for so long with a lifted dually before people start looking at you like, bro, why are you complaining about that? Do you see what you're freaking driving? Anyways, so back to the talk about the XJ. I feel like the biggest thing for, the biggest thing for me, the biggest thing that a lot of people were commenting on in the comment section below was like, oh my god, you absolute idiot, why do you have a welded diff? And the plain and simple reason why I have a welded diff in the back of that Jeep is because it came with it. It came with a welded diff, and I've been using it ever since. I mean, honestly, a welded diff off-road in a trail rig is not necessarily that bad of a thing. I mean, you've seen some off-roaders have spools. I mean, a spool would be just about as bad on the street as being welded. I mean, and yeah, it chirps in parking lots, and yeah, it's a little bit iffy going around corners, but it's something that I feel like there's no problem living with it if you have a, like, if that vehicle's primary purpose is to be used off-road anyway, I feel like there's no real problem living with it, on the drive to the trail and back. You know what I'm saying? So now, however, the front is open, and I feel like I'm going to go ahead and put a locker in the front at some point, just as like a placeholder thing, because eventually I'm going to swap out to full 1-ton axles, front and rear. I want to do front and rear 1-tons with ARB air lockers. I mean, it's going to be fully done once we progress. But I want to wheel it in its current setup right now, and then definitely move on to that kind of stuff later on down the road. But I think this is where... Yep, that's where the Jeep is, alright. Alright. Go ahead and grab the Jeep right there, I think. Come on, come on. It's getting there. It's getting there. Come on, Jeep. Come on. Come on, Jeep. Let me see. I feel like at this angle, I feel like I'll be able to start it up. Yep. My question is this trail the same trail? I'm very curious, because if it is the same trail, then, I mean, we could probably just bypass. I'm just going to backtrack and make sure it is the same trail, because I don't want to go, like, way ahead forward and then miss, you know, like, an awesome obstacle or something. Looks like it does a little loop right about here. I'm going to come around this corner and most likely find the ford right there. Okay, yep. Now I know exactly how this trail works. So, basically, there was no obstacle to miss. We're alright. We're good. We can proceed. We can continue. So anyways, there's going to be a video covering the actual, covering the XJ, answering your questions about the XJ. I wanted to just get a little bit of it out of the way in this video because I feel like I needed to talk about it. And it was a big, you know, it's kind of a big deal because we have a trail rig now that actually works. So, the other thing, and I'm going to leave most of this for the actual explanation video, but the first thing, the other thing I wanted to talk about in relation to the XJ was everybody that was saying that, oh my god, that trail looks like my driveway. That's not even actual off-roading whatsoever. The thing is, that trail is a very easy trail, and not only is it a very easy trail, but you gotta remember, I have no experience with that personal Jeep, so I wanted to, like, with that exact Jeep, so I wanted to take it out, see how it did, and by the way, I love the idea of this submerged bridge. I wanted to just take it out on something really easy, make sure everything, you know, worked fine off-road, get a feel for the suspension, get a feel for how it flexes, get a feel for how it feels on the trail, and then soon, we're going to be taking it to some actual trail systems and getting it onto some, you know, some decently tricky obstacles. So, that's all coming up soon, and I just wanted to clarify that for you guys. By the way, this overhang that you have to go under is also badass. I'm putting it in high. You know what? No, I'm putting it in low. I mean, so we can just cruise along the trail, but at the same time, I don't want to be stopping every 30 seconds because the automatic transmission wants to make its mind up. Because in this particular Jeep, it seems to be a little bit iffy about wanting to do that a lot. I'm going to get a little loop around again. I wonder how long it will be until we see some, you know, some of the actual islands and some of the... Oh, we can kick it up in a high here. Gets up onto the pavement. Little bit of mud and rocks to go through. And then right onto the pavement. So, kick it up in automatic, actually. Because really, in automatic, we can just turn all-wheel drive and diff lock off and just let it come up into 6th gear and just go. There's your cliff that we were seeing on the map earlier. Ooh, brake. Cut them both back on. So a trail. Oh, okay, I see. There's something over there, and then we've got kind of like a... Ooh, there's that different texture. I wonder if it's like muddy or... No, it's just rocky. It's actually kind of gravelly almost. Got an objective right here. I feel like this would be a really fun map to do multiplayer hauling on. Be a really fun map for it, actually. We should get Jeep Guy in on that. Oh, damn. That would be so much fun. That would be legit. So I guess it kind of loops around right here and goes back across this way because I was like, I didn't recognize this other trail. Ooh, that's iffy. I didn't recognize this other trail, so I was trying to figure out where it actually came from and, like, where it actually, you know, where it started out. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Maybe it doesn't start out over there. Maybe it actually kind of loops back on itself or something. Check the map yet again. Okay. I see where we're at. So... we're actually down here, and it's going to send us back up this way. And then down, I guess, across here? So pretty soon, we will see some water. That's the main thing that I want to, like, get to in this episode is, like, just to really explore the map enough to where we see the island aspect of it, because as far as we've, like, explored right now is mostly, kind of like the backwoods type area of a map like this. So I'm going to kick it back up in automatic. See if it'll... Ooh, maybe it will hold itself in 3rd. Oh, God, 4th. Hell yeah, cruising on up the trail. 5th. 6th gear. Okay, yeah, it bumped itself back down to 4th. It was like, not having any of that 6th gear right now. Little too much for a hill climb. Wait a minute. Trail go this way? I guess, because it stops right there. It's a freaking rock face right there. So we can't really continue on that way. Just want to get a little bit far, well, far enough to where we can see a little bit of that, like I said, the island aspect of the map. Ooh, come on. I love it. It's got traction on the rocks, so it just kind of, like, scampers up over him. Even in automatic mode, it just grabs traction and just, like, scurries on up over the rocks. It's pretty cool, actually. It's definitely not a generic approach to how they normally work out in spin tires with these automatic transmissions. Normally, it's like, oh, rock, downshift all the way to first, like that. It's like, oh, a rock, downshift all the way to first, start over, you know, put everything back together, and then go, oh, I'm a gearbox. I should shift. There's some water. Just kind of get, wow, that's gorgeous. I actually want to see about before we go on any further. I want to see about parking out here and see if I can get like a good look at the area around it. Oh my god. Now you got to admit that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That is pretty freaking cool. It's an awesome adventure spot for sure. But if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to click the like button. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. I'm not sure if there's going to be an upload later tonight or not. There might be, but we'll have to see on that one. And again, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one.